I'm Bridget Phetasy, and this is your dumpster fire for the weeks of July 19th to August 29th. And it has been a month plus, and I don't know what's going on in the world. You're all going to have to fill me in.
The American dream is dead.
And we lost hope, so I feel dead inside like John Wick, and I'm now going to go on a mission to destroy everything in my path. That is where I'm at. I am dead inside and don't care about anything other than my family, I guess. I care about them still. But that's it. It's been a lot. So thank you for your patience. We meant to come back last week, and then tragedy struck, and we lost our mascot and the heart of the show and the little spirit that bounded around. And lots of you knew her and loved her from all of the behind the scenes, especially the old ones in the garage when they would be outside and she would make appearances. So thank you for your support, your messages, your love. We will do our best to make burgers out of your sacred cows. That's what we do here at Dumpster Fire, and keep on pressing through into the final countdown. The last 3 months before the election that has been coming for seemingly an eternity. I feel like we've been covering this election since 2020. Yeah. Like it started immediately. And now here we are in the final countdown. I was watching the old Dumpster Fire just to catch up on where we left off. And it was right after Trump was assassinated. I mean, not assassinated, attempted. He's dead, guys. You didn't hear? It was right after the attempted assassination, and it feels like the world is completely different since then. And, you know, Biden has stepped aside bravely and now been replaced with Kamala, who is all about joy. So we're going to have lots of joy on this episode and just good vibes, everyone.
And there was much rejoicing.
Everything is good vibes and joy. No substance, no policy, just feel good, empty vessel for the establishment. I hope you all had a good summer. I want to hear about it. Tell Maggie in the comments how you're doing. I want to know how you're doing. You know how I'm doing. Dead inside John Wick. Probably a good place to be if I'm in the media, to be honest. And I do want to know how you're doing. Did you touch grass, or did you just spend all summer engaging in a stupid culture war that the elites want us to imagine we're having with one another so that they can control all the resources?
This spy has already breached our defenses.
Just let us know. I realized when I was watching last month's that I was wrong. Showmanship is more powerful than the fight or flight instinct. I was wrong about that. Trump is going to always be Trump. He cannot help himself. Even though his handlers probably wish he could, I don't think anyone can handle an 80-year-old man with billions of dollars. And he was on his way to sticking the landing. A quick half-hour acceptance speech. Thank you for the nomination. I've been changed by this event. And then just get off, land, put your hands up, and be victorious. But no, he went for like 2 more fucking hours airing his grievances and all of his things and his greatest hits, and he just can't help it.
They're coming from prisons. They're coming from jails. They're coming from mental institutions and insane asylums. Boom, boom, boom. You know, it's nice to get along with somebody who has a lot of nuclear weapons. Our next Republican convention in Venezuela, because it will be safe. Has anyone seen Silence of the Lambs?
He can't help it. So yeah, I was wrong about that. And I'm wrong about pretty much everything, in case you hadn't noticed watching this show. If you want to be right, just watch this show and bet on whatever the opposite is of what I'm saying. So we've been in Normieville for a month. For those of you who have been in your fallout shelter, like I have been in Maggie's political bunker, surrounded by normies, this is just going to be a quick overview of everything that we missed and everything that's been going on. And it has been instructive to be around normies. I have love for all of my family members, and they're an ideologically diverse group of people. And they, like, I don't care who you vote for. I know this is a controversial thing to say, and they're like, this is the fight for democracy from both sides of the aisle screaming this at me. But I don't really care because I'm dead inside. And I also feel like that's your right as an American. Vote for whoever you feel like you need to vote for. I really can't express how much I do not give a shit. If you're here to have your biases confirmed and have you feel like, oh, I'm doing the right thing, I'm not going to be that person for you. You have to go to some other person out there. I'm only the person who's going, I'm very confused about everything, and I don't understand what's going on in the world at all.
I have no idea what's going on.
That's what you come here for. An affirmation that you are not alone and feeling like, what the fuck is going on? I also don't blame you if you hate both these options still. I really don't. And I understand if you're going to hold your nose and vote for Kamala or hold your nose and vote for Trump. Usually people have to hold their nose and vote for somebody in this country. It is the American way. If you've been around normies, you know that they've mostly tuned out and they've already decided who they're voting for. I don't know who even cares about this.
Don't care, still don't care. I don't care, I don't.
I want you to let Maggie know in the comments if you are truly torn about who you're going to vote for, or email us at iampoliticallyhomeless@gmail.com. So for those of you who haven't been in a bunker, Kamala is the new nominee. And I do think it's funny that the parties they're like crossing over one another and switching. The party of law and order nominated a felon. The party of ACAB nominated a like cop. I do actually think like this isn't even about policy. I think Kamala could come out and have Trump's policies like, oh, let's build the border wall. And people would still vote for her because it's really just a not Trump vote, which I also do understand. I don't understand the derangement around it. It's like the hatred and it really clouds like every part of your day and being. I do understand just being sick of having to hear him and deal with him in media and in politics for 3 election cycles and people just wanting to be done with that. I think he is the kind narcissists wear people out. That's like that's their kind of signature move. And I think more than anything, he's not Hitler. He's just like annoying people now. So that's even more dangerous. And I do think the Democrats are smart and they've realized that. I think that's why they're trying to pivot to like, we're patriots now. You're not. Everything's about joy. It won't be for long. Don't worry. And, we don't care. He's not really Hitler. He's just like a dude who's weird. Like, you guys, so now we're in weird Hitler? Like, this is where this is the messaging that's going forth? I don't understand what the F is going on, but it's terrifying. And I just think that we're like in TikTok society now. We're just in the TikTok world. Hopefully we'll get to the point where people announce their candidacies just like they do in the UK, where it's like a flash election and it's just people do flash dances out in the streets to try and get support for their candidates, and then they turn into mass shootings probably. And it's like ends up being whoever gets the most flash dances and TikTok support wins the election in like 24 hours. That's the future I see for America. Like, can you TikTok dance your way to the presidency? Dark Brandon dropped out of the race on National Ice Cream Day after cold-blooded Nancy Pelosi threatened him. Do it the easy way or do it the hard way. No one wants an 84-year-old woman who's been in politics her entire life and made hundreds of millions of dollars coming after you with her threats of sharing all of your secrets about you and your son and whatever scandalous shit she has on them. So he withdrew on National Ice Cream Day because we do live in the Matrix, according to Andrew Tate.
The Matrix has attacked me.
And Maybe Andrew Tate was onto something. Dark Brandon did manage to show up at the DNC and give his exit interview at 11 p.m. After everybody went to bed, including me. I tried to stay up for it, but they bumped him out of prime time because they couldn't trust that he wouldn't accidentally accept the nomination. Which is the only reason anyone really tuned in. I mean, they just like swapped. There's no primary. They just swapped her in. I don't even know if this is legal. They were joking about it at the convention because Dark Gavin Newsom, who can barely contain his rage that Kamala got the nomination and they didn't put him in. Because who cares at this point? You can just swap anyone in. They probably could have. And he was joking like, oh, that's what I've been told, haha, to say this was a ground up movement.
How are you feeling about the switch?
I mean, the switch. Now we went through a very open process, and a very inclusive process. It was bottom up. I don't know if you know that. Yes, that's what I've been told to say.
Yes.
They were like, ha ha ha, all these dudes who, like, if you didn't know any better, would think they owned a plantation or something. They are so smug and pompous, and he is so mad. He is raging.
That's true, because it's true.
The only thing that makes me happy about Kamala getting this nomination is how fucking mad it made Gavin Newsom, and everybody knows they hate each other, even though they pretend to like each other. And that guy didn't get any time on the main stage. He got an interview from the floor. He must be just raging mad. And they were all joking like, ha ha ha, this was like, there was no primary. It was a flash primary or whatever they were calling it. So I'm glad you all think it's hilarious that you just subverted democracy and didn't really consider the will of the people and just put this lady in, and now everybody's got to go along with it. But if you were willing to vote for a literally dead guy, of course you're going to vote for Kamala. That's not a no-brainer, no pun intended. You're just swapping out an empty person with no brain who's 80 for an empty person with no brain who's like young and kind of vibrant and can do some TikTok dances. They waited till the last minute to yank Peepaw's license, and now they're scrambling. They're really trying to like capture this whole Obama 2008 vibe. By the way, white ladies for Kamala and everybody who supports her, learn how to pronounce her name. We did.
First you say comma like a comma in a sentence. Then you say la like la 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 la.
When she was getting the vice president nomination, we learned it here on Dumpster Fire because nobody really knew, and everybody kept saying Kamala. How do you pronounce her name? And so we learned it. Kamala.
It's not Kamala. It's not Kamala. It's not Kamala.
It's Kamala.
It took a while.
Kamala Harris. Kamala. I think it's Kamala.
Kamala. Officer Harris. We did learn it, and I would like you racist white ladies who keep mispronouncing her name to get it straight.
Kamala's.
You had it right. You almost got it.
I will say Kamala's name any way that I want to.
No.
But
If you're going to be a Kamala fan, there's like white ladies for Kamala or Karens for Kamala, which is like, ha ha ha, we don't take ourselves that seriously. And then there was white dudes for Kamala. There was like a van at the DNC, an abortion van where you could get a like medical abortion and also a vasectomy. And the like idea of dudes lining up for a vasectomy at the DNC is so funny to me. But
did people actually get vasectomies?
They were
at the
booked.
DNC?
They were completely booked.
Oh,
allegedly.
What the fuck is wrong with everyone?
You might as well have just had them take your balls while you were at it. White cucks for Kamala is what I've been calling it. Guys, the only thing that keeps Dumpster Fire going is your support, truly. And if you go to Phetasy.com and subscribe, you get to see all the unedited stuff. You get to meet Hope-A-Dope back in the day. You get to see all of the peoples who come and go and all of the jokes that end up on the cutting room floor, which is 90% of them. And you get to join us in our community, which is growing all the time. And there's so much content. And now you get walk-ins welcome and you'll be supporting that. So we really need your support now more than ever before. It will also motivate me to continue this into the new election. Like whoever's president, I'm going to want to kill myself.
We're all going to be
no matter what, I'm going to want to take my life. So, for just $80 a year, you can keep a struggling comedian alive. At the very least, don't forget to like, subscribe, and touch my bells and buttons. And, tell Maggie in the comments how you're doing. That's what we want to know.
Electile dysfunction.
RFK dropped out of the race, in case you didn't know, and he endorsed Trump. Then I guess it was a little too late for him. Like, he too waited too long to drop out of the race and couldn't get off all of the ballots he wanted to get off of to help Trump. He was trying to get off the ballot in battleground states to help Trump. And some of those ballots, it was too late. Like, this guy can't even drop out of a race correctly. But I know a lot of people were really excited about him, and I actually did listen to his speech when he was dropping out, and I do think he makes a lot of good points. I do think he's anti-establishment. I really feel the actual battle of this election is the establishment versus the anti-establishment, and the people who are considered kooks or like whatever. Tulsi came out in support. So there were a lot of people who were independents and on the fence who were going to vote for RFK and who love Tulsi, who are now probably swinging towards Trump from what I can gather. But if you're one of those people, again, we want to hear from you. I am politicallyhomeless@gmail.com. Please write us. I do think we speak to these people who are kind of like, f it. And I want to hear how you're feeling about things.
And now RFK Jr. and Tulsi are officially on Trump's transition team.
Yep. He's collecting all the super buff fit politicians for the upcoming battle. No one has any idea how this election is going to turn out, other than the Democrats who are going to rig it. Today's episode is brought to you by Sheath Underwear, and we love this sponsor. My husband only uses their underwear. That's all he uses. Their patented dual pouch system is revolutionary. It cradles your balls lovingly in their own pouch. And then there's a separate pouch for the genitalia and a little hole, big hole, that keeps everything separate from the legs so you're nice and comfortable and nothing is sticking together. And it's super high quality. It can be worn as boxers or briefs. It's got moisture wicking capabilities and it keeps everything cool and separated. Literally everyone who gets these loves them and never looks back. And they also have a women's line, and they're always releasing cute new patterns and styles. And this quality underwear is so soft, and it's also so cute. Look at these. I wear these booty shorts just around the house. Get some undies. Everybody loves new undies for Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever holiday you might be celebrating. Go to sheath.com and use the code dumpster to get 20% off your entire order. That is sheath.com. Use the code dumpster to get 20% off your entire order. Link is in the description below. We've partnered with Caliber, a strength training and nutrition coaching program that's completely personalized to you. Through their app, you get paired with a personal trainer, an actual person and not an AI bot, on a fitness program and a nutrition plan completely customized to your goals. Caliber is awesome. I've been using them now for 2 months. I need somebody who's like, here's what you're doing, here's when you're doing it, here are the days you're doing it, and it gives you a little program. The app is awesome. One of the things that's really important to me as a woman in my elder years is weight training, something that I am not too familiar with. She set me up on a very basic routine that I do every week, and it shows me every exercise. I can send her videos, and she can give me feedback on my form. It has been life-changing. We've arranged a special deal for our Dumpster Fire audience where you get $100 off for the first 3 months, and you get a 30-day money-back guarantee if you're not happy with the program. So click the link below to get signed up, or go to caliberstrong.com/dumpster. You can just click the link below or go to caliberstrong.com/dumpster. Get it together with me and Caliber.
Important stories that were ignored.
I guess all of our social security numbers have been hacked, leaked, and are on the black market. This got no attention at all. I don't know why. So yeah, in unrelated news, I have a new house in Cyprus. That's what I was doing in my time off.
But it's like 3 billion social security numbers and addresses of American citizens were leaked.
I mean, most American citizens were like, take my debt. Like, that's all you're really getting. Now let's check the weather with Bella Osario.
Las temperaturas que van a estar oscilando para los amigos del norte, donde estamos viendo ya en Durango 24 grados, cielos totalmente despejados, muy buenos para llevar a cabo cualquier pendiente por realizar.
Thank you for that very luscious weather report, Bella. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, touch my bells and buttons.
Then we have the Olympics.
The Olympics happened. They seem like ages ago. I didn't even want to cover them. There was a lot of controversy around them, and I don't care. I don't care. It was too long ago. Maybe if it was like in that week, I would have cared. A lot of it is on brand for us, like, you know, men and women's boxing, but it's too complicated to get into, so we'll just leave that all in the past and talk about the fun stuff from the Olympics that went viral, like the Turkish sharpshooter who looks like he gets called up to go after John Wick.
The muscle strength, the shoulder strength. 10.8 for the 51-year-old Ketz.
He shoots like he's definitely walked people into the woods and shot them in the back of the head. He shoots like he's absolutely just a down low assassin who pretended at the last minute not to be as good as he actually is. So he won a silver?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, that seemed intentional.
And I mean, it was just the fact that he was standing there with his hand in his pocket. Like he didn't have any of the equipment the other people had.
No ear protection, special lenses, or anything. Every competitor wears some form of eyewear, special lens, but Yusuf Dikic of Turkey showed up with nothing more than some Warby Parker glasses, hand in pocket, both eyes open.
There were so many funny memes like Gen Z, and it was like all the technology and like Gen X. It just the memes were great. He was so nonchalant. He did shoot like an assassin. I love him.
And then there was the South Korean shooter as well.
There's South Korean shooter. There was a great tweet that went viral that was like, there's no one with more main character energy than this girl. And Gen Z is so self-aware. Because they grew up with phones and cameras. I see it even with my child. They just can't, they FaceTime all the time. They're just aware of cameras. And she just looks right at the camera and down the barrel of the camera after she, wins her medal and breaks the world record.
And it's there. The world record has gone. It was there for nearly 5 years until January this year.
So confident. I wish I had I wish I had the confidence of a Gen Z sharpshooter from South Korea. There was a French pole vaulter who knocked the pole down with his dong. Now there's a guy who deserves the BDE award. I think I would probably be more excited about the world knowing I had a huge cock than winning a medal. That's just me. I'm not a dude. Let Maggie know in the comments. Would you rather have a gold medal or the entire world know your dick was enormous if you're a dude or a girl? I'm just wondering.
Patriarchy So Crafty.
The Taliban banned women from speaking in public. They also made sure that they covered literally every inch of their faces and skin and hands and body. Women's voices have been Talibanned. I really would like to know where all of the people who are constantly talking about how women's rights and the feminists are on this. I know you're busy fighting for dudes in women's sports, but could you fucking get your shit together and fight for the women who actually need us under burqas all over the world? I know you're busy getting mad that someone didn't call you they, them, but could you maybe fight for the women who can't go to fucking school anymore? You privileged piece of shit. I know you're busy being a feminist and getting mad that the fucking office is too cold or whatever, but could you maybe go fight for little girls who can't sing because they are females or are getting genitally mutilated? I know you're busy getting mad at people like me for being upset that they're biological men and women's sports, but could you maybe fight for women who need us in other countries where they don't have a voice? Literally can't sing? Even in private, the ultimate privilege is to be able to bitch about any of this stuff as a Western woman. Feminism is a joke. It's a fucking joke. It's all, you've done everything you need to do. Use that energy for people who need it. I was so worried about these women in Afghanistan when we pulled out of there. I knew it was going to be a disaster. We are going backwards. I just want everyone to know the dark ages are coming.
Yeah. This is to avoid leading men into temptation and vice. Women's voices are deemed to be potential instruments of vice. And so
I love how they're just so weak-willed. Like, oh, the siren song of a maiden. I need to go on a raping spree. Like, what? You can't. No self-control? Don't you fucking fast in your religion and shit? Like, you cannot eat for a few days. Can you just not rape if you see a woman
or hear her voice?
Fingernail? No expectation of self-control from the men. Just like cover the woman up and silence her. And Western women are like, it's Islamophobic for you to say that. You guys are fucking idiots. I don't want to hear a thing from any of these women at all, with their like pronouns in their bio and their purple hair being like, you need to understand that sex is binary. Yeah, tell that to the women who are, they're pretty sure about what a woman is in a country where they know who they can put under a fucking sheet and make disappear versus who gets to dance in the streets. It makes me hate the left, too. This is the kind of stuff that it's not rational. I realize that, but it makes me just hate, like, the things that they fight for are so stupid compared to seeing this. It's just, like, ridiculous. I also don't understand all the people on the right, it seems, who are like, oh, these poor women, like, but there are also a lot of the people who wanted to get out of Ukraine and all these wars and would happily, like, didn't want us in Afghanistan anyway, which I understand.
And are telling you to go back to the kitchen.
It's like no one is really logically consistent. I'm sure that many of you, after seeing 5 minutes of this show, if you even last that long, are like, get a burk out.
Shut that woman up.
Are you worried you have an STD? Maybe you had a wild summer. We've all been there. Or maybe you haven't been there, in which case, get out there and have more sex. No, I'm just kidding. No one wants to think about STDs, but they are a reality if you're sexually active. Skip the doctor and buy your own STD and STI tests online with Quest. QuestHealth.com offers comprehensive STD panels and individual STI screenings with several collection methods. These are the same quality lab tests that doctors use, available to you, which is amazing, particularly for people on HMOs. Your results are delivered online quickly and discreetly. STD testing with Quest keeps the results off your insurance. You have the option to discuss them at no extra cost with an independent physician who may be able to prescribe treatment. Be responsible, guys, and prioritize your health with STD and STI testing on your terms. Use the link below to get 25% off your purchase. If you just click the link below, it's automatically included in the order. So just click the link in the description and take charge of your health and your information, and also be safe for your partner or partners. Not judging. You want to scare the crap out of your kids? Wear this when they're putting to bed. You've probably already heard of Bone Charge, the holistic wellness brand with a huge range of evidence-based products to optimize your life in every way. Their extensive range of premium wellness products help you sleep better, perform better, have more energy, recover faster, balance hormones, reduce inflammation. The list is endless. Red light therapy has been reviewed in over 4,000 peer-reviewed studies with 400 plus being double-blind placebo trials. And not only do these studies show amazing health benefits, not one has shown any negative side effects. I'm loving my Bone Charge red light face mask. I use it for 10 minutes every night. It boosts collagen and elastin production. It's got near infrared and red light, and you can switch between them or use them both at the same time. Other problems red light face masks help with: wrinkles and fine lines, sore jaw, eczema, migraines, acne, scar tissue, wound healing. The list is kind of endless. Go to bonecharge.com/Bridget and use coupon code Bridget to save 15%. That's BONCHARGE.com/Bridget and use coupon code Bridget to save 15%. Link is in the description below.
Breaking Bridget.
All right, so I think the thing that's probably broken me the most is how insane this whole DNC switcheroo has made me feel, because they're just, it all feels manufactured. Like there was this completely undemocratic process, no primary involved. She gets switched out. Everybody's like, hooray! And everybody gets behind this person who literally polled lower than any vice president has ever polled in the history of polling right before this. And suddenly everyone, I mean, I will give it to the DNC. When they freaking circle the wagons, they know how to get all their ducks in a row. And everybody got behind, and everybody got the memos, and everybody got the messages. And first it was JD Vance is weird. And, you know, those Republicans are weird. By the way, they are fucking weird. I'm not going to deny that. But there's lots of weirdness you could point out in the left-wing ecosystem as well. But then everybody gets on, and now it's all joy. Everyone's joy. Like, can you feel the joy? Can you feel the joy? Because I think they saw that their party is known as being humorless scolds who are tone policing and censoring everybody and don't know how to joke. So now they're going to have this, like, fake jokey, like, oh yay, we like, can you feel the joy? I don't buy it. You've been screaming about how Trump is Hitler for, like, how are you going to tell me that this person who's an existential threat to democracy and is literally Hitler for the past now going on 8 years, heading into 12, that this person is like, we're going to defeat him with joy? And it's just weird. Oh, they're just weird. They're not evil. It's, I don't know how you, like, balance those things. I don't know how those two things exist in the same space at the same time. But here's what, it doesn't matter, because if the whole media will do all your dirty work for you, it doesn't matter. You can say whatever you want. You don't need anyone to ask her any questions ever. Apparently she's doing an interview now with her Vice President Waltz, who everyone's like, look at what a relatable Midwestern guy. By the way, how hilarious is it that they need this dorky white guy to rescue her campaign so that she can be relatable to the people that they need? It's hilarious to me. Like, he's a DEI hire for her whole administration. Do people buy this? How are we so media savvy and people just drink this Kool-Aid like it's completely, and they're like, oh, Coach Waltz, he was a coach, and like, he didn't come from the Ivy League, he went to a state school, blah blah blah. They want all their kids to go to the Ivy League. Don't buy this shit. They would look down at this guy in 2 seconds if they didn't need him. They all want their kids to go to the Ivy League. They all came out of the Ivy League. This is all bullshit on both sides. By the way, he's creepy. They're like, Coach Waltz is like everybody's dad that they didn't have. Like, get some fucking therapy, guys. Don't look to your politicians. And anyways, I think of him like a creepy gym teacher who none of those guys, I'm not sure this is, rolling in the direction you think it's rolling for everybody. So they bring this guy in, and he's like, seems like he's just a boiling, seething pile of rage who let most of Minneapolis burn during 2020 while she was sending money to bail everybody out and raising money to bail everybody out. Everybody wants to whitewash all of this and act like none of it happened. We've been covering her for years. There's nothing of substance that ever comes out of her mouth. She can barely string a sentence together on her own without making some gaffe. She's a completely empty vessel for the establishment and the machine. And for some reason, I find that more terrifying and off-putting than the cult of personality around Trump, which, by the way, is also terrifying because these people are crazy loons who will go sit under a bridge in Dallas and wait for the resurrection of JFK or whatever. But, like, this is so well-oiled and creepy. It's creepy. It's scary when you see the media and everybody pivots. It's wild. I know a lot of people were like excited because they now have someone who's alive and there's this optimism, but it's not like she's part of this administration. Why is everyone acting like she exists in a void? Like she's running against Biden. Like it's freaking weird. It's weird. They're acting like they're move forward from these horrible past years where 12 of the 16 past years have been Democrats in charge. Like what are we even talking about? I understand too, wanting to move forward from, Trump has run the last 3 election cycles. I understand wanting to move past that, feeling like Republicans have sold out their own party, and a lot of Republicans feel this way, to Trump and to his MAGA cohort and the devotionalists. I do understand that because it is the thing that's off-putting to me about, like, cults of personality are also terrifying, but cults of, it's so unsettling to me because it's just so polished and it's nothing. It's polished nothing.
A polished veneer of nothing. Well, it is. It's like move forward from your own administration.
Yes, we must move forward from this administration of which I have no part of. And by the way, I can't answer any questions about policy or put any policies up. You were a fucking heartbeat away from the guy who was in charge and you had no ideas of policy of your own? Like, I'm supposed to believe that. How fucking stupid. But that's the thing. They think their voters are stupid. And I actually think Democratic voters might be dumber than Republican voters at this point. I don't know, though. It's a toss-up. But I do think they really look down on their voters and take it for granted that they will vote blue no matter who. It does not matter. They can shovel anything. And the hatred for Trump is so deeply ingrained in so many of these people that it overshadows everything, even when you are doing things and projecting this rage for things that your party might be doing. I don't know, man. She's just we'll see. We'll see how the debate goes. We'll see how her interviews go.
And she has potentially 8 years in front of her, too.
8 years, guys. If she wins, I'm quitting unless you guys... It will take a small fraction of you to make it so that Maggie and I don't have to worry about finances, which, believe it or not, I know people don't understand this because I'm on Joe Rogan occasionally and I am surrounded by people who have power. We don't have any. And it is precarious for us, especially since we took back producing Walk-Ins Welcome. And it is kind of a make it or break it year for us. We might not be able to just financially keep doing this, but it doesn't take many of you. That's the crazy thing of a fraction of our audience subscribed. It would make it so that we just don't have to worry. We can keep doing this, maybe give ourselves a little glow up and take the pressure off, but we're not there.
Right.
I hate to be so transparent.
We're concerned about paying our bills.
Yeah. We're not great at this, obviously. And I do want to keep doing this, but it will get to a point where I'm not sure that even if we even can, or we'll have to be some kind of, we'll see. We'll see what it looks like. We'll figure it out. I haven't given up hope yet, But again, like, I don't know what the threshold for comedy like this really is. And this kind of, everything's really polarized. And people want to feel like they're on the right side of history, which I understand. I'm never certain about things like that. I'm not going to spoon feed my audience that. I don't want to. I want you guys to make up your own mind. I actually trust in your intelligence. And I believe that you guys know what's best for you and your families and what's best for you. I will never prescribe to know what's best for other people. Like, I'm a recovering addict with a high school education. I'm not a political genius. No one's looking to me to like figure out how to vote. I'm certainly not going to insult you by telling you who you should vote for. I enjoy the pushback, honestly, and I get a lot of it, let me tell you.
Phetasy news.
So anyway, that's my pitch. Join us at Phetasy.com, and that's the most helpful thing you can do if you love this show, if you want to see it continue and remain independent, which is very important to me. We've made it this far, which is honestly a miracle, and it's because of you guys. So I do not want to undermine all of the people who have supported us. We really would not still be doing this were it not for you, because we wouldn't be able to. And if you sign up for our free newsletter, you get all of the updates for everything and lots of free content we put out constantly. Another thing you can do, the holidays are coming up. Get some Sheath underwear. Get your wife a bone charge mask. She will freaking love it. It's that in between, like you were lazy all summer and you're about to get really fat for the holidays. So Caliber is an amazing app and I love them. I use them. They've been super helpful to me. Sign up for them. All of these things are win-win-win. Win for you, win for us, win for our sponsors. And we are back. And it'll be every other week for a while, but then going into the election, we are going to go every week because Lord knows I'm going to need it. And now to cleanse your palate, the internet is glorious.
I have a structured settlement and I need cash now. Call J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now.
Oh, they running.
We'll write more songs and stuff moving into the election, and I will try to bring you more joy. It does feel like joy, like North Korea or something. It's that very strange, like, ding, 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 ding. We are all joyful, joyful for Kamala, who we all hated just like an hour ago. Now we all love her. She is our savior. Joy, 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 joy. This has been your dumpster fire for the weeks of July 19th to August 29th. I'm Bridget Phetasy. Now make us just able to survive. We're not even going for rich. We're just shooting for breaking even. And the unicorns dance while the world burns, world burns.